Hi, I'm State Representative Glenn Anderson, representing the 5th Legislative District. That includes Snoqualmie Valley, Maple Valley, Issaquah, Sammamish, parts of Renton, and Kent. We are now in the third week of the legislative session for 2011. And as I'm sure you've heard in the news, that the state faces a very large budget deficit, $5 billion for the budget going forward. Unfortunately, we still haven't filled in a $1.2 billion deficit for the last budget. As you can tell, the state's spending is out of control and needs to be fixed. The economy, the Great Recession, has had an impact, but the problem is really much larger than that. The problem is that the state of Washington's economy can't support the spending, and what's more, the people with the private sector jobs can't afford the level of public sector spending. Two things. And the real issue is we go through these deficits and try to reduce them, get them back to zero, get a balanced budget so people can afford it, and government must live within its means. The thing we really need to focus on is the creation of private sector jobs. I know I've talked to a lot of you over the last year and have really come to understand just the thin ice that every family is skating on when it comes to balancing your books at home. Our focus has to be on reducing this deficit, but equally important is creating an environment where we maintain private sector jobs with family wages that are sustainable, not public sector spending that just creates temporary jobs for the future. Another thing we're going to have to focus on is local governments. As the state budget deficit is dealt with, county and local governments are also facing similar deficits. I'll be introducing legislation later on during this session to try to deal with those issues. As always, your calls, your emails, your input to this process is the strongest tool I have to represent your voice. Let me hear from you. It's time that we really take charge of our own future in Washington State and build one, as opposed to making excuses of why we can't get things done when times are tough. As always, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.